perpendicular lines, they specifically cross, but they cross at a right angle or a 90-degree angle. So it's just something we have to remember. We're gonna talk about what the relationship is on that slope here in just 1 second. Alright, so here what they want us to do is like to find all the perpendicular lines. So obviously on a rectangle, it's gonna be on every single corner, right? Like pretty obvious. What about on this cone? Where is it? Yeah, it's where the height and the base, come together. Then here, obviously, it's right here. And in this picture here, it's like here and here. We could find some other right angles, but those are the most obvious ones. Everybody okay there? Okay. All right, so when we look at lines R, S, and T over here on the coordinate plane, they want us to use what we know about rectangles to answer the questions A through D. So it says, which pairs of lines should have the same slope? So which pairs of lines would have the same slope?
R and S.
Okay, R and S. Go ahead.
T and U.
T and U. Are we all right with that? Okay, so what is the relationship to, let's see. Well, never mind, I'm gonna do that. All right. They want us to find the slope of each of the lines. So let's go find the slope of R. So how would we go about finding the slope of R? What would you do? Yeah, probably do your triangle. So I would just, since this point is here and this point is here, that's a pretty good place to do it, right? So how would we write that slope then? -3/2, okay? And that means R should also have a slope of -3/2. Does that prove to be true there? It does, so it's also -3/2. Alright, so then what about finding the slope of T and U? Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. So what point do you want to use for T? Do y'all want to go, I'll do,
You can do the Y.
Yeah.
I did the point and then the
I'm gonna do like this. We didn't have to do it that way, but I did it this way. You can do it however you want to. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't have to match mine. So if I did it that way, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4/6, which becomes what? 2/3. And U should be the same, right? And if we draw the triangle, it does come out to be the same. If I did it the same way down here, I didn't have to. You could have done it a different way, and that's totally fine. We would have also come out with 4/6, which becomes 2/3. Everybody okay there? All right, so if we look at, it says list 2 pairs of perpendicular lines. So give me a pair that are perpendicular. R and T, I agree. All right, give me another pair. S and U, give me another pair. R and U, and the last one? S and T. All right, so there are 4 pairs that are perpendicular. And here's the deal, if R is perpendicular to T and T is parallel to U, then R has to be perpendicular to U because they share those same relationships. Are we okay there? All right, so then it says compare the slopes of one pair of perpendicular lines. What can you tell me about them? So let's just choose the first one we had. We had R and T. So what can you tell me about the slope of R? Okay, its slope was -3/2, all right, and it was perpendicular to T, and T's slope was what? 2/3. Okay, so what is the relationship? Say again. Yeah, they're reciprocals and opposite signs. Are we okay there? The mathematical term for that is negative reciprocal. I'm okay if y'all say opposite reciprocal. It doesn't matter to me. So we'll say perpendicular lines reciprocals, it's gotta be both. It can't just be one or the other. We okay there? Alright, so slopes of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocals. Again, they usually use the term negative reciprocal. That's usually the way you would see that. That's the correct way to say it, but I'm okay if y'all say opposite reciprocals. Alright, so to find the slope, I would flip the fraction and change the sign. But what if it was not a fraction? What if it was a whole number? I can't just change the sign.
When you put it over.
I'd have to put it over 1 and then flip it. Is everybody okay with that? And change the sign. Okay. So just wanna make sure y'all comfortable with it, because a lot of times, like, y'all forget that even a whole number I can turn into fractions, so don't forget about that. Alright, so here, give me a line, and I don't care what it is, just give me a line that is perpendicular to this. Christian, give me one.
Y equals -5/4 x -8.
Minus 8. Okay. Alright, what about for number 2? Corbin?
Y equals 2 over 1 x plus 6.
Okay, and I'm just gonna write it as 2x, drop the 1. Alright, what about number 3? Olivia?
Y equals 1/5 x plus 10.
Okay, alright, and how about 4, Gabby?
Y equals -1/17.
Is it 3? Yeah, would it be -1/5?
Yep, it should be -1/5, thank you. Alright, Gabby, look at that real close.
Y equals 7 over 17 plus 2. Oh wait, wrong thing. Sorry.
Okay, try again.
Y equals half of x plus 2.
Not half.
I don't know, I thought that was 2.
So what am I gonna write for the slope?
1/10
Okay, 1/10 x, and what'd you say for your y-intercept?
plus 2.
Plus 2, okay. But y'all be really careful, because they did that on your other, set of notes too, where they switched the order on that, because you're just so used to looking at the first thing there, and they frequently will switch the order, so just be careful about it, okay? Alright, so back here, similar to what we did, I'm gonna go ahead and write your point slope form up here, because we know we're gonna need it. Okay, so we got that. Okay, so a line perpendicular to y is equal to 3/4 x plus 1 and contains the point 0, 3. So what did they give me right here? They gave you the y-intercept. So if I know the y-intercept, I don't have to do a lot of work. What's the slope gonna be? -4/3. Alright, so when I write the equation, I'm gonna have y equals what? Plus 3. Very good. Alright, so this one, they gave me the equation, -1/3 x minus 7, and it has the point -2, 7. So do I get to go straight to it this time?
No.
I'm gonna have to use point slope. Alright, so, Christian's gonna read it out to me. What you got?
Y -7 equals, positive 3 over 1 x, no, not x, parentheses, x plus 2.
Very good. Alright. So, and I'm gonna drop that, when I flip that over, if it's over 1, I'm just gonna drop the 1 because it's unnecessary to write it. Alright, so now what do I need to do?
You need to distribute 3 out to x and c.
Okay, so that's gonna give me 3x plus 6. Okay, and now what do I do?
Combine
Add the 7 off to the other side. So I'm gonna get y, I'm gonna just write it down here. Y equals 3x plus 13, so, and I forgot about my solution, so let's go. Alright, y'all okay there? Okay, number 7, I'm gonna do it in the right order this time. What is my slope gonna be for my perpendicular line?
-1/6.
Okay, got that. Okay, so I need to use what to be able to do this one? I need point slope again. Easton, you wanna set it up? Okay.
Y plus 5 equals -1/6 parentheses x minus 4.
Deal. Alright, so now I'm gonna do the same thing and distribute that in. So it's gonna give me plus 2 back there. Alright, and then subtract 5. So I'm gonna get y is equal to -1/6 x, looks like -3. Alright, everybody okay there? Okay, and we're gonna have a similar situation, what we had with the parallels, we're gonna talk about the X and the Y axis. And so, just as a reminder, they said, okay, right here, it says sketch a dotted line perpendicular to the X-axis. So I want a dotted line perpendicular to the X-axis. So which axis is my X-axis? Yes, the horizontal one. And if I wanna be perpendicular to it, what does my line need to look like?
Vertical.
Yeah, it needs to be vertical, and it says a dotted line, and you can draw it wherever you want to. I don't care, I'm putting in mine way over here. That's just where I chose to put it. Alright, and that equation of that line looks like it would be x equals -8, maybe?
I think that has 11.
9, -9. X equals -9. That's the equation of my line. Are we okay there? Alright, then it said they want me to draw a solid line perpendicular to the y-axis. So on a solid line perpendicular to the y-axis is my up and down. So what's that line gonna look like? Horizontal, and you can draw it wherever you want to, I don't care. I'm gonna put mine right here. Okay, so this one has an equation of y is equal to 2. What is the slope of this line, my red line?
2.
What's its slope?
Zero.
0?
Yeah, 0 slope, good. What's the slope of my green line up there?
Negative.
No,
Undefined.
Oh,
it's undefined. It is an undefined slope. Okay, alright, so it says a line perpendicular to the x-axis will be, if it's perpendicular to x, it's gonna be it's vertical, sorry. It is a vertical line and will have an undefined slope, so we just wrote there. Alright, a line that is perpendicular to the y-axis will be a horizontal line and will have a slope of 0, which we already wrote that over there to the side. Alright, y'all okay? Alright, so write an equation for the line passing through the point -8, 11. That is, the first one, they want perpendicular to the x-axis. So the x-axis is which direction?
Horizontal.
Yeah, it's left and right. So if I want perpendicular, what's my line gonna look like?
Vertical.
It's gonna look like that. Okay, so if I wanna write an equation of that line, and it goes through this point, what does the equation have to be? I want the equation of the line. Here I wrote an equation of a line. Here I wrote the equation of the line.
Y equals -8.
It's vertical.
X equals.
X equals -8. Y'all be really, really careful with those. That's why I have to draw it, because I know if it's up and down, I know it has to be X equals. And it has to be X equals whatever they told me. So if I have a line that is perpendicular to the Y-axis, it would then be
Horizontal.
horizontal, and it goes through this point. What's its equation?
X equals
Y equals 11. Everybody okay?